Hey everyone, this is a review of Micron Legends Scourge with his sweep minicon there. Scourge sweep, obviously a reference to the '86 animated movie, but very, very different in terms of its character. Also a reference to Robots in Disguise, Scourge. But anyway, this is a black repaint of Armada Optimus Prime, which also had a different black repaint, which was our Armada Nemesis Prime. This is a little bit different though. This was the Japanese mailway version, which is a little harder to come by. And I've been looking for him for quite a long time, and I was extraordinarily happy to get him in my collection this week. So I'm just going to do a quick little review on him to show you kind of the differences and go through that. So we'll start with Sweep here, which was the minicon. This guy turns into a plane, like that, and also into a really, really unarticulated little robot. Not a huge fan of the robot. He doesn't do a lot, just kind of stands there. He can move his arms up and down, and that's about the limits of his articulation. However, switching him back, and just reverse the transformation here. Make sure little pegs go into little holes there. The one mode that I do like is for robot mode. If you leave him like this with the little gun handle down and the wings down, you can see there's a little muzzle there molded in, and he makes a really good gun for Scourge in robot mode. And I'll show you that once I get him transformed. To start with, it's very, very similar to most primes to start with, at least. As you bring the feet down here, separate the legs, and extend them. So, I mean, pretty much the standard prime transformation. And then I'm just going to bring this up just a little here. This is where things change up a bit. Instead of using the windows as the chest for Scourge, what happens is you actually bring this grill down. You know, just unhook it there. You can see it pegs in right there. And then kind of double hinge that down. There's a little nice little detail, some purple, kind of some engine detailing in there. Also, you can see his head. That flips up. And you can see that the front grille now is the chest. Then you take the shoulders, hinge them down like that. Once again, shoulder, hinge it down like that. Bring these guys down, and then bring the arms, slide up for the fist. Bring the arms, slide up for a fist. And that is basically Scourge in robot mode. Let's see if I can get him. There we go. So there he is in robot mode. Sweep again, like I was saying. You can take and if you just kind of squeeze it in there between the stacks and the fist, there he is with his gun. Now these stacks do pop off if you want, but I just tend to leave them on. I think they look pretty badass actually on his forearm there. One step that's not in the instructions is taking this kind of back flap, which you can see from the front there, and I like to just flip it up like that because I think it looks just a little bit, he's got a backpack anyway, right, so why not? And that makes it just a little nicer for the waist rotation that he has. He does have a ton of articulation. The nickname for the Prime version was Bendy Prime. For a reason. For his age, just a huge amount of articulation. His head's on a ball joint. His shoulders move up and down a little like that. They also do a full 360 here. You got kind of a swivel and a hinge there on his arm. Got the waist rotation. The hip doesn't move too far forward. It does move quite a bit back. And then the knees do ratchet. It's a tight, tight, scary ratchet, but they do. And the ankles have a nice tilt, which is really nice actually for getting this guy into some pretty cool poses that you wouldn't necessarily think an Armada figure would be able to pull off. So anyway, I think that looks pretty badass actually. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm super happy to get this guy in my collection. And like I was saying, there was a different black repaint of Armada Optimus, which is this guy, Nemesis Prime. And you can see there are differences in terms of the paint and everything like that. This has got that kind of bone beige color that Universe Nemesis Prime had, the repainted big convoy. And underneath there, it's got quite a bit more red in the detailing and everything like that. And this is much more black, where this is a very, very dark bluish black. Like there's a little tinge of blue to the black on this plastic. Other than that, it's very hard for me to recommend Scourge over Nemesis Prime if you're just a casual collector, because this one is so much more difficult to locate and quite a bit more expensive. Whereas, I mean, I need to get them both. I love both of them for very different reasons. They're very cool toys. But for a casual collector, I would say just get Nemesis. So let's do a size comparison here. Stand this guy straight up for a sec. Okay, and I'll bring in Fall of Cybertron Ultra Magnus, who is pretty much the same height here. You can see they are kind of the same size, although Scourge has a lot more bulk to him. These guys, he just weighs just a little bit more, but he's got so much more bulk. Not that I don't like Ultra Magnus, very fun toy, but he looks so tiny next to Scourge. Now, I love this guy, like I said. I'm super happy to have him in my collection. I'm really, really close to getting all of the kind of black primes that I've been after, and this is one of the last ones I've got, but it's actually one of my favorites now. Just a really cool toy to play around with. If you don't have one version of this mold, I would recommend highly getting it, whether it's Nemesis, whether it's Scourge, or whether it's just regular Optimus. Very, very cool to see where they were engineering-wise in Armada. And this guy is just a really, really fun toy to pick up and play around with. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, have a great day. Okay? Take care.